And now we're ready.
What's the feeling right now as you guys are a little more than 24 hours away from game one?
The feeling's good. I feel like everybody is very excited, but like it's a cool kind of like calmness to it, if that makes sense. Like we're just excited to get going, but there's not like this overly rah-rah. We just want to play so bad. So the energy and the vibe is good.
As far as things that you didn't know you'd have to prepare for the fouls, like I don't know if there's tickets or anything like that, dealing with that kind of stuff, but is there anything that goes along with it that you didn't know that was going to happen as you get into the NBA Finals?
Definitely tickets. I had so many family members text me and call me like, "Hey, you got any extra tickets laying around?" I'm like, no. But I would say the tickets is the funniest part. That kind of came out of nowhere. As soon as we won, that people were calling. So.
How do you decide who gets moved up?
No, they got to pay for them.
There you go.
No, they got to pay for them. That's it right there. You want to pay the money, then I can just get the tickets for you. Otherwise,
Very cool. As far as defending this Dallas team, what's it like when you look at the way they attack, especially their biggest attack they ran?
Yeah, I feel like they do a really good job on the pick and roll. Luka driving downhill, and either the big man has to decide whether he's going to help on Luka or leave the big and whatnot. And they've done a really good job manipulating that. As well as, like P.J. Washington and Derrick Jones and those guys hitting corner threes for him. So they've got a good mixture between both for sure.
And as far as, what you guys do well on them, how can you really exploit them? What kind of advantage do you guys see as you try to attack them?
Just being really versatile, having 5 guys on the court at all times who can really make an impact offensively. It allows them not to be able to rest guys like Kyrie and guys like Luka. So now everybody's got a guard for them. I think that'll be our best advantage of just our depth and everybody, being aggressive.
As far as going up against Kristaps Porzingis in practice, how's that felt? How's that gone?
Good. I mean, he's super, super tall. So I understand now when he does his post moves and his pivots how hard it is to guard him. He's super tall.
He looks good, though? Looks ready to go?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think he's ready for sure.
Okay. When you were watching that series, that Minnesota series, and you saw the drop, decision whether to come out or stay behind, did you yell at the screen? Were you kind of reacting?
Kind of, sort of. Like when they ran that drop coverage, talking about the Timberwolves, it was like really interesting to me that like they just kept leaving the big man to help on Luka because like it was a guaranteed 2 points every time with the lob dunk. So it was kind of like interesting that they didn't figure out a different coverage to use or something like that to be able to stop the lob dunks.
You've been on pretty good defensive teams, and you yourself can be a great defender.
Yeah.
But you're surrounded by a bunch of cats that can do that very well. What's that feeling like when you step into Boston?
It feels good. I mean, you got to think now knowing that you have 4 other guys on the court who can really play defense. It allows you to just have to focus on your role because everybody else has theirs down. And you also know that like you can be aggressive on defense because since they're such good defenders, they got your back on the at the rim and stuff like that as well.
Are you shooting more threes now in practice than you ever did before, or is it about the same?
I might be shooting more. Actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Xavier, how do you plan to match the energy that P.J. Washington and Zach just especially you're the youngest guy, the youngest big man in the Celtics front line?
Yeah. I feel like Gaffer gets a lot of his energy from his shot blocking and from his lob dunks. So being able to neutralize those and stay on him a lot more. And offensively, when you're going at him, making sure that you're using your body and being physical and stuff like that. That way he's not blocking shots. And then P.J. Washington is really, really good out the corner, shooting threes and stuff like that. So trying your best not to give him any airspace there and making him drive and not fouling him as well. He's pretty good at drawing fouls.
Al has been in this position before. What was his advice to you, like in your first NBA finals?
You said Al?
Yeah.
Embrace it. Enjoy it. This is your first time. You don't know how many times you'll get an opportunity to play here, so just have fun with it.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Xavier, what's the balance between throwing a lot of different coverages at Luka to kind of keep him off balance versus ensuring you don't have a missed assignment here or there, changing up those coverages?
You said what's the balance or what's the
Yeah,
good
like
part
I'm
about
sure guys will talk about making players like Luka feel uneasy. He doesn't know it's drop every time. He doesn't know it's blitz every time.
For sure.
But for sure, if you do a little bit too much, sometimes you leave somebody open.
Yeah. So what's the question? I'm agreeing
Where
with
is
you.
that balance?
Like
how much do you feel like you need to do that?
Oh, you need to do it a lot with a guy like him.
Okay.
He's a guy who's so cerebral where he just knows, like, if he gets a cadence on what you're doing on the defensive end, he's going to manipulate the whole game. So if you keep him, on his toes with different reads and stuff like that, that's definitely how you give yourself an opportunity to, not allow him to get comfortable and know how to make the same reads every time.
Xavier, what's your favorite finals memory? either before you were in the league, watching it as a kid, or since you've been in? What's been your favorite memory watching?
Probably two of them. The first one was the Heat against the Spurs. That Game 6 when everybody was getting the tape out, getting ready, and Ray Allen hit that big three. And then also 2016 when LeBron got that block on Andre Iguodala. That one for sure.
3 of the Celtics guys have said that it's the LeBron block.
Yeah.
You guys like watch that in the film room or something?
No, you got to think for us, our age. For me, I was 17, so I was like locked in on NBA at that point. So that was a big moment for me for sure.
Kristaps stopped a little short yesterday of saying that he was 100%. Does he look like himself in the times he's been here in the past week where he's interacting with you guys a little bit more intensive?
Yeah, I would think so. We had some really good practices with him, making sure that his body feels good, right? Cutting and trusting himself and stuff like that. For what I've seen, he looks really good.
Over here is what supposed to be like
Five weeks after.
Yeah, for sure, it's definitely going to be challenging. I think the biggest thing for him is to not feel pressure to be perfect. Like, nobody expects you to be perfect when you haven't been playing. So just trying to do his best to find his rhythm, but finding his rhythm being aggressive. Everybody knows KP's at his best when he's picking popping for threes, when he's catching lob dunks, when he's blocking shots at the rim. So if he can do his best just to be aggressive while finding his rhythm, like, that'll be good for us.
What's you take it all in, like everything that's going on?
I got a picture. I took a picture when I was up there.
Oh, did you?
Well, yeah, I had to. I was like, this looks crazy.
What do you think?
I mean, it's amazing to get an opportunity to be here and to see all the media members and stuff like that, and see how much attention this event gets is pretty cool.
Did you get any like strange questions, any weird questions, anything like outside of basketball?
I got one. Someone asked me about if you had to pick one Celtic who you wouldn't be, or who you didn't want to fly next to if you were, like, who would you pick? And I picked Luke.
You don't want to fly next to Luke?
Luke is so good at cutting the awkward silence. Where you can just sit next to somebody and just chill. He's got information for you, whether it's a joke, whether it's history, whatever. He's cutting that awkward silence. So, yeah, probably that.
Because you want to just, relax, take a nap.
For sure, I got 3 kids. I'm taking that time to take a nap.
Plus the guy's, he's over 7 feet tall, so that's going to cut into your leg.
Oh, definitely. No, most definitely.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Davey. Have you heard from anyone in your life you didn't expect to this week? Talk about attention. Last 8-9 days, someone.
Nah, I don't think so.
The usuals.
Yeah, just the usual people. Yeah. So that's a good question.
Jordan kind of mentioned that he's been picking your brain a lot in this whole playoff run. What's it kind of been like taking maybe a little rookie on you?
It's crazy. Jordan Walsh is going to be really, really good. So we do these things called stay ready groups where we get to scrimmage and stuff like that against one another, against the people who may or may not be in rotation, kind of up in the air. And he is a special guy. He walked in the gym, no stretch, and windmill dunked. I was mind blown because he sees me every time before I even lace up my shoes. I got to roll out, I got to stretch and stuff like that. And he just got out there and did it. He looks at me like, man, you got to do all this before you play? I'm like, 1,000%.
Wrap it up here, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.